After spending 500 days in isolation, athlete Beatrice Flamini emerged from her cave with a cheerful grin, thinking that only 150 days had passed and that she had more time to finish her book. The way we as humans perceive the passage of time is through memory. The more memories we form in an era, the longer we perceive it to have lasted. And without any significant memories made in her 500 days, Flamini was left with an unfinished book and a lost perception of time. At this point, you're probably wondering why we're spending our time talking about a random woman who wasted 500 days of her life. But you'll have to wait just a second for our answer. My name is Nora.
I'm Michael.
And I'm Lillian.
And first, class of 2023, we'd like you to reflect. Think back about how you perceive your time spent here these past 4 years at San Marino, especially what you remember and also what you don't.
Our shared high school memories begin, of course, with our first day of school on a bright August morning in 2019, or should I say, with our first day on campus. After all, this was not a regular school day. There were no classes, and we weren't there to do schoolwork. Instead, we met our Link Crew leaders, and for the first time, we were welcomed into the San Marino High School community. As we waited in line for our books, some of us caught up with old friends, others began the process of making new ones, and all of us wished deep down that summer had lasted just a little bit longer.
Within the next few weeks, we'd explore our new world through Club Recruitment Day and Club Rush in the Quad, and as we followed older students to the Nair Auditorium for our first assembly. There, we watched that year's graduating class rush onto the stage to the sounds of cheers and music, and for the first time, we reached out our hands hoping to catch a shot from the robotics team's t-shirt cannon.
As the year went on, we got used to life at San Marino. We became accustomed to Mr. Cornelison's chalkboard or to periodic announcements from our friendly neighborhood principal, Dr. Gates. We learned to love the excitement of Friday night games and performances. And before we knew it, it was March 13th of 2020. And then all of a sudden, it was junior year. But in all seriousness, although in hindsight, the time we spent physically separated from one another feels like it passed by in an instant, there were still a few memories to be made amidst the, at the time, endless routine of online school. For example, who could forget Mrs. Coda and Mr. Quiggle's virtual duet, the dance and music departments putting on shows from home, or all the times people forgot to meet themselves on Zoom.
Still, as lockdown came to an end and we entered our second to last year of high school in person, the excitement with which we returned to campus was perhaps even greater than it had been when we first arrived 2 years before. Though this enthusiasm may have waned slightly over the course of the year, as we were introduced to 40-minute timed essays and the looming threat of AP tests, it returned in full force as we strove to make the most of all the in-person events we had missed out on the previous year. From football games to our first high school prom, from dance shows to arts rock, junior year was the year that we made up for lost time, working hard and playing hard side by side with the rest of the San Marino community.
By senior year, we became leaders in our school. We passed down advice to our friends in other grades, like how to pass US history tests and what tiny details show up on English quizzes. Many of us took on leadership roles in our clubs and sports and became role models for new Titans. At this point, most of us probably don't even remember first semester, with all the time we spent applying for college and wishing for this day, our graduation, to come just a little quicker.
And yet, in our last semester at San Marino, as we drew ever closer to today, time seemed to have slowed down. And not just because of senioritis. Instead, because we have been lucky enough to have so many senior year activities to fill these last months. Senior movie night, senior prom, our senior basketball game, senior sunrise, yesterday's senior picnic, and of course, saving the best for last, tonight's grand night celebration.
Some of our best memories over the last 4 years are the times we worked tirelessly to achieve our goals. Our Titan athletes made San Marino proud. Many teams found success in CIF, like our girls tennis team, who were Open Division champions. Baseball, who made it to the semifinals just this month. Our division-winning badminton team. And our esports team, who became state champions. Football and basketball both had entertaining seasons that brought the whole school together in Titan spirit. Beyond these, many of us were able to better ourselves and find a sense of community within all the athletic programs at our school. from track to water polo and beyond.
Many members of our class found a home in the visual and performing arts. The drama department made us all laugh and kept us in suspense with musicals like Peter Pan, Grease, Band Geeks, and Chicago. Choir put on some amazing performances and even got to visit Paris this year. Dance gave the whole school a chance to shine with Dancetra. We know everyone here is just a little bit jealous of how talented Deco is. In the last 4 years, instrumental music has earned top ratings and played at the last 2 graduations. It's nice to be the ones graduating this time.
Academically, the class of 2023 thrived. Our science team made states all 4 years. Robotics kept an upward trajectory with the team's most successful season yet, and speech and debate won again and again at all levels.
Whatever the future holds for us, there's no denying what we gained here at San Marino High School. Like the athlete from the beginning of our story, we learned from our semesters online just how fast time can fly without important memories to fill our lives. This period taught us that to prolong our perception of time, we have to actively seek out new experiences. As we returned to school, we did just that. Thanks to this change in perspective, we have memories that define our high school experience. These highlights were not the evenings we spent studying for tests or the monotonous hours of essay writing. What defines our experience is the memories we share with those sitting next to us. It is when we had the courage to try something new, no matter if we succeeded or not.
Class of 2023, we would like to thank you for helping us make the most of our time. For these past 4 years, we have shaped each other's passing days, weeks, and months. Thank you to our teachers, coaches, and family who believed in us and made our years at San Marino High School as fulfilling as they were.
So as our time together as one class comes to an end, and our memories begin to diverge down separate paths, we hope you're reminded of all that you don't remember.
Let your lost time drive you to invest in new experiences.
Take advantage of every opportunity without the fear of failure, because whether you succeed or not, you're creating timeless memories. Don't spend these next years in underground caves letting life pass you by.
You have the ability to slow down the clock.
Time is in your own hands.
Tonight, we will make our final memories of high school. But as sad as that sounds, don't worry, because tomorrow we will all begin forming new ones. Maybe not side by side, but forever changed by our time at San Marino.
Let today be the first memory in the next chapter of your life. Congratulations, class of 2023!